Hello and welcome to The Real Secrets to Consistently Making Money Online so that you can replace your income and escape the 9-to-5 grind for good. If we haven't met, my name is Christine McAllister. I am the founder of Life with Passion, and I am the author of the Income Replacement Formula, 7 simple steps to doing what you love and making 6 figures from anywhere. And that is exactly what I'm on a mission to help you do. So if that sounds good, stick with me, because today I want to give you some very simple steps that you can take that are the real secrets to consistently making money online. Because the thing is, it is very, very simple. And I want to bust through all of the noise for you and all of the different strategies. We talk a lot about how many different possible ways there are to build a business. There is a way for you to build a business that's right for you and your personality and your strengths and what you're selling and how you want to live, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. What are those real secrets that we can take across industries and across platforms and apply to our own business right now? So if you're watching with me live right now, I see a bunch of you have hopped on. If you're watching on the replay, I want you to say hello so I can say hi back. Practice being visible, girlfriend. So what is secret number 1? We are going to dive right into this, okay? Secret number 1 is this. I want you to determine one marketing method that feels really good to you. One marketing method that feels really good to you. What do I mean when I say marketing method? It could be posting in Facebook groups. It could be starting your own Facebook group. It could be running a Facebook business page. It could be posting on Instagram. It could be doing live streams like this one. It could be going on podcasts. It could be guest blogging or writing. It could be really focused on building your list and emailing and having a great relationship with them. It could be even running ads, although I don't recommend that in the beginning of your business. All of those things that I mentioned, I want you to pick one that would feel really, really good and exciting to you. Or do you already have one of those that you want to recommit to? Are you struggling to choose one? I'd love for you to tell me so I can help you sort some of that through. When you're getting started and your business is at a stage where you're working on replacing your income and it's just you doing it and you're doing it in limited time, you are unauthorized to be on a million different platforms, because guess what? You ain't gonna get traction on any of them. On any of them. In the beginning of your business, while you are still working on creating consistent income, the secret to success is simplicity. Well, that's really good. I gotta write that down. Christine McAllister, self-quoter. The secret to success is simplicity. And I am not kidding about this. If you right now are trying to keep up on Instagram and fit your Facebook page and post in Facebook groups and you're feeling overwhelmed, that's why. That's why. Because Christine McAllister, self-quoter. The other one that I wrote, that I said the other day, and I was like, I like that. I want to use it again. You have to be willing to leave people out to get the right people in. Boom, mic drop. Which, hello, is very related to this, right? So if the secret to success is simplicity, and you have to be willing to leave people out to get the right people in, where are you going to commit to showing up consistently? What's your favorite method of visibility? Maximize that before you start anything else. Okay? Thank you for typing that up, Melissa. Yeah, Christine loves Facebook Lives. Hi, Christine with a K. Love it. You probably get your name spelled like mine all the time. I know I get my name spelled like yours all the time. So nice to see you. You love Facebook Lives. Perfect. Okay. Does anybody else have a marketing strategy that they love? I have discovered, and many of you have probably found me this way, that one of my absolute favorite marketing method for the past 2 years now has been podcasts. I've been on over 50, and I love being on podcasts. I just had a really great episode come out today, if you're watching this live, on the Strategy Hour, which is it's an awesome interview. So go check that interview out if you love podcasts, and check out Abigail and Emily at Think Creative Collective too, because they're fantastic, and we had a wonderful conversation. But I love podcasts, and that's a whole other live stream. I could talk about all the reasons I love them endlessly, but I also love helping my clients get on podcasts if they want to, right? Because it's a super fun, very natural way for me to be visible. And I've learned how to maximize it to turn every interview into building my email list, building my Facebook group, and getting paying clients on repeat, right? So I love podcasting. I also, at certain times, really like doing Facebook Lives for you all. I like video. I like being on it. That wasn't always the case. I didn't do any video at the beginning of my business whatsoever. I did not have a Facebook group at the beginning of my business. I wasn't doing podcasts at the beginning of my business. I really focused on building my list at the beginning of my business and communicating with them there. I had never even been in a Facebook group until I joined my first group program, much less post in other people's, much less have one of my own. So my point is, you do not have to do any one of these things that people say you have to do in order to be successful. Give yourself permission to commit to one thing that feels really fun and good, and go all in on that. Okay? Go all in on that. What do I mean by go all in on it? I want you to commit to that one visibility marketing strategy for the next 90 days. So it's about to be September. Woohoo! So exciting. So what if you said, I am not going to look at any shiny objects. I am not going to do I'm not going to start a new account for over on LinkedIn because someone said that was a good idea. I'm not going to start a YouTube channel from scratch when I'm already doing my Facebook Lives. I'm going to do Facebook Lives consistently, whatever that consistency looks like for you, but I would suggest a minimum of once a week if you're going to do Facebook Lives for 3 months. So September, October, November. I'm not going to look to the right or to the left. To use a horse analogy, I'm going to put blinders on. I'm going to get tunnel vision, and I'm going to do Facebook Lives, and I'm going to kill it with Facebook Lives, and that's it. Same thing if you love hanging out on Instagram. I'm going to post once a day on Instagram. I'm going to play with some stories. I'm going to be sure that I'm making offers in my posts, just like I am wherever I'm marketing, right? Because if you just go and be visible and don't talk about what you have to offer, you're not marketing. You're just getting out there, right? And that's important, but you have to tie it back to how you can help people. So get clear on what your number one favorite visibility strategy is going to be. How are you going to choose to market yourself? Commit to doing that. Step 2, that's step 1. Step 2 is commit to doing that for the next 90 days without questioning it. Because 90 days is a really good benchmark for how long it's going to take you to begin to really see momentum from the fruit of your efforts. If you show up somewhere consistently for 90 days, it's long enough for people to notice. It's long enough for people just to remember you. It's enough times for them to hear your offer, enough for them to actually remember it, right? Because that number, I'm getting a call, that number is somewhere between 8 and 12, depending on who you ask or what researcher that you ask. People need to hear something between 8 and 12 times to even remember it, much less to buy it. So is this making sense to you all? Does it feel like, oh yeah, totally, I've totally been hiding out, haven't been showing up consistently enough based on those numbers for people to want to buy from me? I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right. Christine says, you've been following me around. Shiny objects are my nemesis. I'm in your head because we have the same name. Totally get that. Totally get that. Totally been there. No judgment. And also, I want better for you. I want better for you because I want you to get that traction, and I want you to consistently be making money online so that you can replace your income, so you can quit and stay out of that job, right? I want you to have your first or next paying client. I want you to have that 5K month, that 7K month, right? I want to help you just like I help my clients. Here's where it starts. Okay. Now, when you have a marketing strategy that you love and you're committed to it for 90 days, what the heck are we selling, right? I talk about this a lot in the book, but basically step 3 is that I want you to have 1 to 2 premium priced offers for your niche at a price that you can stomach saying. It really is that simple. I'm working with a couple of my clients right now on coming up with some custom packages. Really, really cool. They've had people reaching out to them saying, I feel like you can help me with some different things. So exciting. And some stuff that they're doing new and for the first time. So how do we create packages around them? Here's the simplest way. Basically, you want to give yourself permission to make it an estimate, because the first time you do it, you don't know how long it's going to take you. It's a guess. But guess what? I would rather you be making money while you're learning how long it's going to take you. Even if you undercharge, you're still making money. I would say overcharge, but most people are not going to overcharge. We tend to have a really hard time pricing and stomaching saying a price and letting people pay us to help them, especially in the beginning of our business. So I'm more concerned that you just pick a price because you can say it out loud. You can wrap your mind around receiving that much money, charging that much money for what you're offering. Okay, do you have questions about that? In terms of specific pricing, this is one of the best tips I have for that, is to figure out what you're making or what you made in your 9 to 5 and as an hourly rate, rough hourly rate, even if you're salaried, and just charge that times however many hours you think it's going to take you to deliver the package, the product, the service, whatever it is. Okay, that's the simplest way to price your package when you're getting started, and you can raise it from there, right? So when I first started Life with Passion, I had a rate that I was charging in my my previous business, which is my online marketing company, and I was charging $100 an hour in that company. It took me a long time to get up to that, but I had been running that business for 10 years at that point, and I was charging $100 an hour. So when I started helping other women to start their own businesses, quit their jobs, replace their incomes, all of that, I looked at what I was already charging and then also what I wanted to be making, but I started with what I was already charging. So I charged $1,500 for the first several clients that I had to work with me privately for 3 months, because I thought it would take me about 15 hours. See how I did that? But I also knew that I wanted to be at 3,000. And so the way that I marketed it was I said, this is half off for the first several, because I knew I wanted to be at double that, at 3,000. So I sold the first several. I helped them get great results. I realized how much value I was providing, because you do once you start allowing yourself to work with paying clients. And I knew it was worth every bit of 3,000. And so after I'd sold it for 1,500 a few times, I felt really good about raising it to 3,000, right? And now I've slowly raised my rates over the past 3 years. And now my one-on-one coaching is 7,500 for 6 months. So I share that example with you because you can start where you are, and it's not going to be the price that you're at forever. Right? I went from 1,500 now to 7,500. And of course, now I have other streams of income, right? Like the book and info products and stuff. But I didn't have any of that in the beginning of my business. None of it. and it all would have been a shiny object, and it all would have been a distraction from replacing my income. In the beginning of my business, I had 1 3-month coaching package. That was the dealio. Okay? So how many packages do you currently have, or how many products are you currently trying to sell? Usually if you're having a sales problem, often it's because you're trying to sell too many different things and people are confused. Or it's because you're not selling enough. If anybody out there feel like they feel really icky about sales, they don't know how to do it in a way that feels good and empowering on both sides and not pressury or car salesman-y. I know I used to. I used to be completely freaked out about sales because the way that I was taught by some previous coaches was like really pressury, and I hated it. And it's something that I see a lot because we feel pretty traumatized by the way that we've either been sold to or that we've been taught to sell, and it doesn't align with ourselves and our values and our, like, for me, like being sensitive and intuitive and introverted. Like I do not respond well to a hard sell, and I never want to make someone feel like that. But when I started coaching, I was taught that that's the way you do sales. Guess what? It's not. There's such a better way, but it's more about redefining your definition of sales than it is saying, well, I'm just not going to sell. If you want to be in business, you have to learn to sell. But the good news is that you can learn to sell, if you feel like throwing up for me saying that, the good news is that you can learn to sell in a way that feels good. Feels good. All right. So Nick says, I have too many options currently for clients. Great. So here's something to remember, Nick. A confused person doesn't buy. And you can apply this to any area of your life. Let me give you an example. If I go looking for something on Amazon and there are like 500 results and they all look about the same and they're all priced about the same. I was just looking on Amazon for, well, I don't know how you say this. It's like the face tools that a lot of people are talking about right now. Face scraper, the Chinese ones, like made out of jade or quartz. Guoshu. I don't know. Somebody can spell it phonetically for me, but it's GUA space SHU. Anyway, I'm looking for it. I'm like, oh, this seems like it'd be cool. I'm so far down the rabbit hole of all these little tools that I just was like, oh, my brain's overwhelmed. I didn't buy one, even though I went on intending to buy this little $15 thing. So can you imagine how people feel if you're trying to sell them something that's higher priced and you give them so many options? Their brains like literally can't make a decision because they don't know which one is right for them, right? And it feels safer, instead of like sitting in that overwhelm, to just go, oh, forget it, right? So be willing to look at what would be most exciting for you to make money selling right now. And why can't it be that easy, right? Because that's what your people most need. If you're willing to commit to saying, well, my people need this because X, Y, and Z, as opposed to, but I don't want to leave someone out who might only have this much money, or I don't want to leave someone out who might want to pay more, right? There's a piece here, a mindset piece of trusting that the right people come to you at the right time. And if you're in that place of desperation, then it's going to make sales that much harder. Carol says she loves a pricing strategy. Thank you, Carol. PJ says she needs to learn sales skills for sure. Awesome, PJ. It's great to know and be open to that, because, you know, there's that cheesy saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So just by you even saying like, I know that sales are something that I want to work on. Awesome. I bet you're going to have an opportunity to learn from somebody to teach you sales in an empowered way. And your job, when you identify something that you want and you say, I'm ready to learn more about that, your job is to take action when somebody appears in front of you and says, hey, I can teach you how to do sales in a way that feels good. Do you want to learn? Your job is to be like, oh my gosh, I asked for how to do this. This is standing in front of me. That's your job. Yes, Beth, they're called jade rollers. I was trying to say the Chinese name, but you're right. Nick says, I didn't want to leave people out, but I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, you basically, okay, here's the thing. If you're offering too many things, you're leaving everyone out. Boom. If you're offering too many things, you're pretty much leaving everyone out because you are taking away their ability to focus and make a commitment to you and to themselves to get the thing that you're offering, right? Because they're going to be like me scrolling through Amazon. Oh my gosh, forget it, right? I'm the same way when I'm the same way with shopping, like in a store in person, which I don't do very often for this very reason. But I really like boutiques because they only have like a few things to look at, and it's really easy for me to sort and see, okay, they have this in this color, I like it, they have it in my size, it's all I have to decide. If you take me to a department store, I'm like a deer in the headlights. Don't be the department store, right? Be the boutique. And obviously, often there's some money mindset pieces there too. Like I used to not really give myself permission to shop in a boutique. I used to not give myself permission to invest in myself because I thought I needed to be cheap and I needed to figure it all out on my own for free, and I needed the cheapest option all the time. But guess what? You get what you pay for, whether we're talking about investing in yourself with a mentor, whether we're talking about clothes, whether we're talking about jade rollers on Amazon. And the simpler that you can make it for people and the more that you can follow them around and be consistent with your offer from a place of confidence, the more you're going to sell and the more consistently you're going to make money online. Yep, totally. If I can't focus, how can I expect clients to? 100%. It's so true, because what you will find reflected back to you from your clients and even your leads in the sales process is typically whatever's going on for you. So great example. If you are a person who tends to be opting into every freebie to, if you're a person who tends to be opting into every freebie to try to piece a business plan together and like hack the secrets of what 50 different people are giving away for free, but then you're turning around and asking someone to pay you thousands of dollars to work with you, that's going to feel incongruent to you. Because like somewhere deep down, you're going to know that like you haven't done the thing you're asking other people to do. Does that make sense? So that's why I say sell 1 to 2 premium priced services, and be willing to commit to that, and be willing to commit to doing yourself what you're asking your clients to do as well. I think that's really important when you're selling services. Yeah, reading the comments. Yes, don't be the department store. Be the boutique. Yeah, and Debbie says she used to love black market White House, and now finds it better to work online or order online. 100%. Yeah. I'm totally with you there. Beautiful. So I want to recap and say these 3 strategies for you are: number 1, and if you have any questions, I want to answer them for you. Number 1, determine a method of marketing that feels really good and fun to you. I listed a lot of them at the beginning of this, but I want you to determine one. Number 2, I want you to make a commitment to yourself to stick with that marketing strategy for 90 days. And number 3, on that marketing strategy, I want you to start consistently offering 1 to 2 premium priced services. That's it, you all. That's it. That's all I did in the beginning of my business to get to 6 figures. It's all I did in the beginning of my business to replace my income in the first month I was out of my 9 to 5. It does not have to be hard. And guess what? Maybe your marketing strategy, if you don't like any of the ones we mentioned, is referrals. I have plenty of clients who book out on referrals without a website. I was just having a conversation last night with a client who was saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I'm working with you because now I know I don't need to go spend a bunch of money. Like I hear my other friends talking about, oh, I'll have clients when I have a big fancy website. No, my website's on Squarespace. It's super simple. It's not the best thing ever. It doesn't cost very much, right? It has evolved as I have evolved over time, but it can be very simple. If you have one at all, I would rather you be selling without a website first, so that doesn't become a time suck. Because I see so many people being like, oh, I just need to work on the website before I can sell my thing. Guess how many people come ready to pay me thousands of dollars and haven't even been to my website and don't even know what the details of it are. They just know they want to talk to me and they know they want to find a way to work with me. They don't care if I have a website. No, I'm not saying there's never a time and a place for one. Certainly there is, but at the beginning of your business, do not let that be one of the things you find holding yourself back from getting out there, selling in a way that feels good, and making income replacing money. Because once you replace your income, then you can replace your income and then some, right? But it starts with replacing your income. So here's the thing. I've just given you 3 solid strategies, actionable strategies for you to go and carry out in your business right now. I want to hear from you in the comments. What visibility strategy or marketing strategy are you committing to for the next 3 months? Say it publicly. Let me know so that I can cheer you on and you are making yourself accountable. That's thing 1. Thing 2 is there is one thing that you need to do before any of this. One foundational piece that's the very first step in replacing your income. And I want to help you to do that on Tuesday night in my free masterclass. It's called The Number One Thing, Keeping High Achievers from Replacing Their Incomes, and how to overcome it now. Because on the actual masterclass, I'm going to walk you through getting past solving this number one thing, so that by the end of our time together, you will have done this. You will have done it. It's a working masterclass, not one where I'm going to tell you to go do 5 million things. I want you to come. I want you to come. There are literally, this is hitting such a nerve. There are literally hundreds of other high achievers who have already signed up for this training because we need it. We need it. And I want you there so that I can walk you through this foundational piece to replacing your income. Join me live. I'm going to put the link in the comments and in the description. Super easy to sign up, register. You'll get a reminder and you'll get a confirmation. I want you there because it's such good information that I definitely could be charging for it, and I do charge for it. When working with my clients, this is something that I do with all of them. And I want you there. I want you there. Okay, so sign up. I'm going to put the comment in right now. bit.ly/1-thing-masterclass. Easy peasy. Come join me. It's going to be a party. There are going to be a ton of people there, and I want you to be one of them because it's such good information. Oh, thank you. Melissa already put it in the comments as me. Thank you, Melissa. You rock. Kristen says, any thoughts on drop shipping? Kristen, I don't have much experience on drop shipping. I know that that's something Tim Ferriss talks a lot about. I'm really more passionate about, here's what I'll say about that as a strategy or as a marketing. Well, it's not a marketing tactic. It's a business basic. Right? This is what we're talking about. Even though we're talking about marketing strategies, what you're asking about is a business strategy. I will tell you this about drop shipping or any other possible strategy you could have for running a business, any other business plan. When the mindset is strong, the strategy is simple. Drop shipping can be super simple. I have friends who do it and make a ton of money at it if you keep it super, super simple and you have a strong mindset. So that's where I want you to start. We'll be talking more about that on the masterclass as well. Beautiful. Carol, thank you. Nick, thank you. Kristen, thank you. Thank you for joining. I hope to see you on Tuesday night, that's the next time I will be live for the masterclass at 7 p.m. Eastern. Mark your calendar, sign up so that you will get access to the replay because you're gonna want it. It's gonna be so, so, so good. And I'm really excited to share it with you. So thanks for joining me today. Let me know in the comments what visibility strategy you're committing to. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon.